Go! Go! Quick!
Your room's ready.
My room? But I didn't ask for anything.
But of course. It was ordered by your friend Zizka.
Ah. So which room is mine?
On the first floor, right in the corner.
Thanks, innkeeper.
Treadlight. The name's Treadlight.
I have a question for you.
Ask away.
You don't seem like an ordinary innkeeper to me.
And what else would I be, eh?
Oh, come on. A tavern in the middle of nowhere, yet always full. And full of rogues on top of that.
Me? I'm but an honest man.
An honest-to-God fence, eh?
How dare you?
Ah, stop with the mummery. Are you afraid I'll turn you in? You think I want someone sniffing around here? It's in my best interest to keep my trap shut.
All right, then. Pretending to be a poor old innkeeper was getting bloody old anyhow. If you ever find any lost items, bring them to me, and I'll take care of the rest.
I reckon the two of us will get along just fine.
I'm glad to hear it. In that case, you're always welcome here.
Can I ask you something?
Of course. What about?
Why is this place called the Devil's Den?
Why do you think? Take a look at the regulars. They're all rogues, cutthroats, and smugglers.
Would you prefer the noble elite?
Well, I didn't want to attract any unwanted attention, but the hopping hair never really caught on.
Devil's Den sounds better anyway.
Maybe so, but it doesn't really instill trust in folks.
What's new around here, innkeeper?
There's trouble with demons in Old Cutner. There was a great tragedy one time in the mine near there. It's abandoned now. The ground collapsed, and a pit to hell opened up there. There's talk that young Bruttons form a fight club in Horsham. Maybe they'll let you into their circle. And then Smolka came by. She's the one who runs the bathhouse across the street. She said a fella came in, all restless and fidgety, saying he wanted a girl. That he wanted to take her somewhere else, and Smolka wouldn't have it. But when he offered to pay double, she agreed. You know how it is. These days, every groschen counts.
Was he a fucking pig?
If only that.
So what did he do?
The girl came running in all beaten up. Smolka couldn't get her to talk about what happened, but it wasn't pretty. I went to see her. The girl was all blue with bruises, her knees blooded. Not a pretty sight.
Who was this fella?
The way Smolka described him to me, he must have come with Sigismund's army. Probably a deserter. I've seen a few of those around here.
Have you any idea where I could find him?
Rumour has it he's been sleeping in a shepherd's abandoned dugout, just outside the forest nearby.
I'll take care of him.
I'm glad to hear it. And don't spare him. A lot of scum is coming here, but enough is enough. When you're done with him, go to see Smolka at the bathhouse. She'll be glad to have one less thing to worry about. And that's about it.
Sounds interesting. Thank you, innkeeper.
I'm at your service, sir.
My God, what now?
Your hand cannons have done us more harm than good.
But we shot that mare beautifully. The devil himself couldn't have aimed any better, and he's skilled with hand cannons.
How long have you been a warrior?
I was supposed to be a carpenter, but the job wasn't for me. Most of the time I couldn't even hit the chisel with my mallet. Then I lost my master's money playing dice, so I had to run away. Then I came across a group of mercenaries, and they hired me. Once I got a taste of money, I chose to stay. So, it's been a while now.
Who taught you how to fight?
No one. I was absolutely awful. But I could drink their command under the table, so they let me stay with them. I learned the rest as I went along.
That commander,
Here you go.
was it the devil?
No. I only met the devil later, with another band. I've been through several. Once they stop paying, or you run out of things to steal, it's best to go and try your luck elsewhere.
That's exactly what happened when they captured the devil, isn't it? The band broke up.
More or less, but I think he understands. You see? That's mercenary honor.
What honor?
Exactly. There is none.
Why were you the only one of your band who tried to save the devil?
I don't think I could sleep easy if they actually executed that old bastard. Fuck, I know the devil better than I know my own old man. And he still owes me groschen from our last trade. And I take that seriously.
How do you know Zizka?
I think I know him from the ambush near Prague.
Who did you ambush?
His men actually ambushed us. Actually, the outcome was quite similar. They jumped us at a bend. Before we knew it, blood was spilled. They killed our whole band. I was the only one to survive.
Just you? How so?
I was so fucked up that as I cocked my crossbow, the bowstring broke off and slashed my hands.
And you still have both of them?
Saint Bibiana must have been watching over me. My gloves came off, revealing bloody gashes on my palms, like Christ himself. I reckon they had fun watching me jump around, curse and flail my arms. So they kept me. I kept that bloody bowstring for luck.
Earlier you mentioned a bunch of peasants taking up arms against Sigismund.
Aye, a bunch of villagers. But they might be onto something.
How are they trying to fight Sigismund?
Do not imagine anything too grand. Mostly they are just trying to survive. Some time ago, they raided a supply caravan heading to Sigismund's camp. Then the very same supplies turned up with the hungry families in Miskovitz. They are doing a good job. But if they keep stepping on Sigismund's toes like that, he will go after them. And soon.
We could use a band like that.
I agree. But Shiska was against it. You saw it yourself. I promised I would not look for them.
So, what are we gonna do?
Well, I'm not going to break my word. But you did not make any such promise, did you?
Do you know where to look for them?
From what I know, they mostly hang around Miskovitz. It seems they use a secret password to recognize their own.
Password? What password?
Fuck, what was it? I remember. The fox is in the henhouse.
How did you learn their secret password?
When Dry Devil's band broke up, I was looking for a company to join. Then this one time at a tavern, there was this scrawny, drunken loudmouth going on about the peasants' revolt and shouting out the password for all to hear. Some old woman from Miskovitz slapped that lad so hard, his chin hit the table.
Right, so I'm supposed to look for a scrawny, drunken loudmouth.
We have plenty of those already. I reckon you ought to talk to the old crone. I have a feeling she might be the way to get to that. Try telling her the password and see what happens.
All right. I hope I won't get slapped too. You said you were going to tell me more about the Devil's former band.
Hooray! You looked like you were going to do it right away, but then disappeared off the face of the earth. Anyway, only a few fellas out of the whole glorious pack survived the shitstorm, and it's not certain they are still alive. As far as I know, Matthew, Bahuta, Raniak, Janos, and Eder survived. I only know where to find Bahuta, and maybe Matthew. But who knows?
Tell me about Bahuta first. Who is he, anyway?
Well, Bahuta, he was always in trouble. Angry as a dog and covered in bruises. He and his brother could drink all the beer in the inn. Just the two of them. Then they would make a terrible ruckus.
It sounds like you three would get along well. But you said his brother was dead.
Yes, he died right before Bahuta's eyes. Not pretty. Bahuta has been acting weird ever since. He dropped everything overnight and turned to prayer. As if he was scared of being next in line.
Where can I find Bahuta?
At the rectory in Grunt. He helps out with the church.
Did you ever see him again after they caught the devil?
Yeah. But there was no reasoning with him.
You think it'll be different now?
Look, I don't know. Maybe when he hears the devil's back, he will come to his senses. But I doubt it.
I'll go over there and try to talk him into it. There's no harm in trying.
But be careful. Bahuta was never far from giving someone a beating. Maybe he's still got that in him. It was Slavik who kept him from ending up on the gallows because of a fight. Oh, but he's already with the Lord.
Now tell me something about this Matthew fella. Someone with a name like that surely can't be all bad.
The name may be pretty, but he's as ugly as sin. You better not stare at him too much. It is not good for your stomach. He's also a damn willy bastard. People say he likes to rob on trade routes, telling his victims he's collecting tax for the king.
And where do I find him?
I hear there's someone robbing merchants on the roads near Miskovitz. That would be fitting for him. Maybe the bailiff can tell you more. It's practically happening in his yard.
If he's so crooked, why did you take him into your band in the first place?
Nasty characters are more suited to our line of work. It is much harder to convince good people to do bad things.
I'm not afraid of dirty work. Sometimes there's just no other option.
Hear, hear. If it bothers you, there's no place for you with the devil.
What about the rest of the band? You mentioned more than one person.
Of course. That leaves Janos, Eder and Raniak. I don't know where they are, but I can tell you about them.
Who is this Adder? What kind of nickname is that, anyway?
Oh, that's easy. He's called Eder because he can't keep his snake in his breeches. He's Polish. He does not speak our tongue, so only Janos can speak to him, really. But otherwise, he's a fucking hilarious. And when shit gets tough, he can really handle it.
Do you know where he could be?
I have no idea. But if you find Janos, Eder will be nearby. The two of them are practically inseparable.
How am I supposed to communicate with Adder? I don't speak a word of Polish.
Yes, you do. We all say kurwa. You must use your hands and feet for the rest. I always manage, and so will you.
Tell me more about this Raniak.
Raniak has a great aim. Slightly better than me, even. Oh, and that bow of his, I tell ya, is a masterpiece. That is how you will know it is him.
How did he get that bow?
How do you think? He won it playing dice. But that was the first and last time he ever won anything. If anyone is really unlucky, it is him. but he would not stop if you were to cut off his hands.
Do you have any idea how I could find him?
Oh, I don't know anything about him. Try asking around at inns where they play dice. It is possible he lost his hose in one of them.
Did you ever see him again after the devil was captured?
Oh, just once. He wanted me to lend him money. He did not have any to bet with. But I was skinned and looking for a way to get the devil out of jail. Either way, I told him to fuck off, and he listened to me.
Tell me about this Janos.
Janos? He's from Hungary. He speaks like a Tatar, but at least you can understand him a little, unlike Ada.
And how did he get here? Did he defect from Sigismund?
Not at all. He did something back home, had the gallows waiting for him, so he fled to Moravia. He was having the time of his life until recently. Wine, women, and song. But now he has problems because people take him for a human. But if you knew how he can cook, give him a dead rat and half a carrot, and he will cook you a 3-course dinner.
How can I recognize this Janos?
Like I said, he looks a bit like a human. He speaks almost like we do, but in a queer way. Where you talk to him, you will definitely notice it.
I'm already liking this Janos. I think we'll get along well.
Janos? Why?
I like to have a good drink.
Of what?
It doesn't matter. The main thing is when it's flowing and there's plenty of it. If you remember in the morning what you did the night before, you're not doing it right.
Oh, my thoughts exactly. Damn, when I was young I drank like crazy. Plenty of experiences, yet no memories.
And now that you're old?
Well, I drink like crazy. You see, my time is running out.
Thanks. I'll go and look for them.
They may sound like a bunch of morons as I tell it, but they will be damn useful to us. Good luck!
Praised be Jesus Christ.
Now and forever.
Excuse me, are you Behuta by any chance?
That's right, I am. If you're here to right old wrongs, be my guest. God knows I deserve it.
I don't need to right any wrongs. The devil sent me to see if you would rejoin his band.
He is free, and he still hasn't learned. Anyway, tell him I'm definitely not going back to that life.
Why don't you want to go back?
I want to reform myself, to redeem myself before the Lord God, and to earn his absolution. There is no way to do that if I am with the devil.
I'd like to find the rest of the devil's pack. Do you know anything about any of them?
Just Raniek. It has been a few days since he was here.
What did he want from you?
He was begging me for some coin. He said he had a game in Pshitoki, and that he would definitely win this time. As always.
Raniek still hasn't given up dice, eh?
That fella will never learn, and he's already lost everything. He won a really nice bow once, and he's had nothing but bad luck ever since.
Do you know where I could find him now?
Last time he told me he had a game arranged in Pshitoki. Maybe he's still there.
Thanks. Hopefully I'll find him there. I'll be on my way. I probably won't convince you anyway.
Hold on. While you're here, we can pray for the devil's soul together. God knows he needs it badly.
We can, though I don't know if it'll help anything.
Every soul can be reformed if it so desires and sincerely repents of its sins. Look at me. I used to kill, drink, spend nights with whores, but I learned that it was the wrong way, and now I'm trying to make amends.
Why all of a sudden?
Come pray with me and I'll tell you. Hey, how did you get involved with the devil anyway?
By accident. It was thanks to Jan Žižka.
So, you know Žižka too. Where from?
It's a long story. But if you came to the Devil's Den, I'd tell you all about it over a beer.
Nice try, lad, but I'm staying away from the drink. It's just not worth it. What do you think of the devil anyway?
I don't know. I don't know him very well yet.
It doesn't matter if you've known him a day, a year, or a lifetime. With the devil, you know who you're dealing with from the very first moment. So if you're hoping he's actually different, I can tell you right now, you're hoping in vain.
Where did you say you wanted to pray?
Right here, at my brother's grave.
Is that Slavek's grave?
You know my brother's name?
Aye. Kubienka told me about you both.
Aye, we were in the band together, but the priest was kind enough to let me bury him here.
Was that important to you?
It was. When Slavek was killed and the band broke up, I didn't know what to do. Father Havel put a roof over my head and showed me a completely different life than I had known before then. Together with my brother, I buried my past here and vowed over his grave that I would never harm another living soul.
This is where you want to pray for the devil?
Here is where I found reconciliation and peace of mind. Where else should I pray for the devil to find his own?
Why did you decide to leave everything behind and start a new life here?
Because of my brother. I was with him in his last moments. He was completely overcome with horror. I never thought he could be so scared.
But you must have been used to seeing death.
He did not fear death, but what comes next? He knew the kind of life he had led, and everything he was responsible for. Now he's paying for it. It may be foolish, but I believe that if I reform myself before the Lord God, he might forgive Slavek too.
Don't you want to help the devil?
That's not up to me. He has to help himself. I can only pray for him.
Well, that's not going to help him much. He needs you, not your prayers.
I can give him nothing more than a sincere prayer.
Prayer certainly can't hurt, but do you think it will be enough?
Enough for starters. What more do you want?
Your faith.
Aye, like I said, let's pray for him. But that alone can never be enough.
All right. Let's do this then.
Aye, but it's Latin, so listen carefully and repeat after me. Pater Noster, qui isn't careless, sanctificator or no man's tomb. Adventure ad rectum to whom, fet voluminous to her, seek it, inhale it, enter her. Your turn now.
Right. Who taught you that?
I did. I can't read, but I learned it by listening to the priest.
Pater Noster, qui isn't careless, sanctify cater, or no man's tomb. Adventit at rectum, to whom fate volumnius to her, seek it, inhale it, enter her.
That's right. Here's the rest of it. Panem most room. Quote idi. And so on. Just amen. That's that then. A nice little prayer.
I hope the Lord will hear it. I'll let you meditate in peace here.
Wait a bit. Here, take this. You're a good man. It's a map to a place where I've stashed some things. I don't want to ever touch them again, but they might still be of use to you.
Oh, thank you. I'll look for them.
Think about what I told you. Jesus can help you too.
Whistler?
Good day. God bless you, sir.
What a day that was. Was möchtest du, mein Freund?
What's going on around here?
Hast du schon das Neueste gehört? I heard they found a dragon nearby.
What? A dragon?
Es ist wahr. Everyone is talking about it. And the priest does not know what to do. Ist völlig ahnungslos. Who knows how things will turn out? Wir dürfen gespannt sein. Und noch etwas. Ein Ritter appeared in Belani, like a noble knight. You know? He calls himself Posey, and he's looking for a brave Soldaten for an expedition. He stayed in the Belani Inn. Ich bin sicher, dass du ihn dort finden wirst. And if you're a good craftsman, try asking at the construction site. Krishan was looking for some laborers here recently.
And where might I find this Krishan?
Ist hier in der Festung. In the local fortress. You'll find him easily enough. He is a mountain of a man. Zum Abschluss, I have some advice for you. It isn't easy to talk about this, but you should hear it. A bunch of black guards from the Hungarian camp have occupied an abandoned barn not far from here. They rob and steal. Nothing sacred to them. And they've even killed a couple of people. Most recently, a local herds boy.
What?
He didn't want to give them a sheep, so they killed him and the rest of his flock and all.
That really happened?
Just on the other side of the stream here. Tja, und wer weiß, if they even buried the poor lad. Diese verdammten ungarischen Teufelskerle. Am besten, if you simply keep away from the place.
Why doesn't the local bailiff do anything about them?
Pah, because even though they are certainly deserters, they still wear Hungarian colors, and the people here are scared to death of Sigismund. Und weiß Gott zu Recht. Was wünschst du, mein Freund?
I'm looking for someone. His name is Raniek, and he carries a nice bow.
That means nothing to me.
And he plays dice. A lot.
Ja, jetzt weiß ich's. Gestern hat sich völlig betrunken. Yesterday we saw Pole. They were causing a ruckus until the morning. And I'm still feeling sick.
This drunk Pole, was his name Adder, by any chance?
Ja, Adder. They say there's a whole Geschichte behind it.
Aye, I know it. I'd like to know where he is now.
You should ask the butcher's wife, Eve.
Why should I ask the butcher's wife?
Well, why do you think?
Do I have to make you say it? How does this concern Adder?
It's just some village clutch.
Look, I've heard a lot about Adder. If he was sticking it where he shouldn't have, I'd rather know before some cuckold comes at me with a pitchfork.
Knowing our butcher, you're not far from the truth, glaub mir. Letzte Nacht, Adder suddenly disappeared, just at the same time as the butcher's wife, Eve, did.
She left alone at night.
Leider ja. Her man passed out on the table right there in the inn. What else could she do?
So Adder took the opportunity.
Natürlich.
So where is the local butcher's?
If you go to the village from here, the butcher's Grundstück is the very last one.
I'll go to see her. Maybe she knows something.
You should be careful. The butcher does not like seeing other men around his Eve.
Where can I find this Raniek?
Try asking the man who paid for his losses yesterday.
Was he broke?
He lost a small fortune here yesterday. It looked like he was going to get a nice beating because he lost more than he had. But a bunch of Kerle from Bilani, who also came to play, lent him some coin. I reckon they felt sorry for him.
And do you know where I could find these men from Billany?
In Bellany, I reckon.
Thank you for this priceless advice.
Tut mir leid. My head is still ringing like a bell after last night. If I were you, I would ask the Bellani innkeeper. With luck, you will run into them right there.
Why would they pay for Raniek? Did they know each other?
I do not think so. Maybe they just felt sorry for him. They played a lot themselves. But you could see that Raniek just could not stop.
I'll be on my way. And thank you.
Nichts zu danken.
Can I get something to eat and a place to sleep?
Es ist eine Ehre, mein Herr. And for how long?
I just want to spend the night.
No problem. But you'll pay in advance.
Agreed. I'll pay. Here's your groschen.
Sehr gut. The room's yours. Your bed's ready, and there's some food in the pot.
Where can I find my room?
Our guest rooms are on the first floor. You'll recognize yours by the green wreath above the door.
Coming right up.
Quick! Quick! Go!
Gute Preise, kommt Leute, kommt!
Welcome, sir. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for someone, and the innkeeper said you might be able to help.
Is that so? Who is it?
A wandering man-at-arms. He's a foreigner, a Pole. They call him Adder.
And the innkeeper sent you to me. How nice of him. As if the whole village didn't know already. Now he's going to tell everyone who just walks by. Who are you anyway? Some friend of his?
Something like that. I just need to find him.
Then you better hurry up. My old man wants to murder him.
Why does he want to kill him?
Because he's a stubborn fool who won't let me explain. And believes gossip over his own wife.
Your innkeeper told me you were fooling around with Adder. Is that right?
Excuse me? What are you talking about, you cheeky rogue?
All right. I'm sorry. Tell me what really happened.
That doesn't matter anymore.
If you don't tell me, I'll have to go to your husband and defend Adder with my blade. Is that what you want?
No! Jesus Christ! Why are men like this? Huh? It's not that a beating wouldn't do him good. But I don't want him to be killed.
Then calm down and tell me what happened.
Nothing happened. I mean, not that the Pole wasn't interested. He was looking at me all night at the inn, but I avoided him. If my husband noticed anything, I'd be in big trouble. But he got so drunk he fell asleep on the table, and I couldn't wake him up. So I got up and went home alone. Adder must be damn quick, because he beat me home and waited for me at the door.
What did he want? Did he hurt you?
No, and I don't know what he wanted either. He was drunk. And since he doesn't speak our tongue, I couldn't understand him. Then he hiccuped, fell to the ground and started snoring.
And what happened then?
He's a big man, so I couldn't move him. I just left him sleep there till morning. That's when my husband returned. And when he found him, he threw a fit. He thinks I had something with Adder. Me! Me, who has been loyal to him all these years. If he'd taken one good look at Adder, he'd have seen it wasn't even possible. Adder was still dead drunk in the morning.
And where will I find your husband, Adder, and the rest?
Outside the village, in the direction of Kuttenberg. There's a lone tree in the middle of the field. You can see it from a distance. They said that's where they'd take him, so that no one can see them.
You said others went with your husband.
Aye, some men from the village.
How many of them?
How should I know? 3? Maybe 4?
And did they have weapons?
They're no soldiers, but they carried axes.
That sounds like even more trouble. I hope we can sort it out peacefully.
Please, tell me they won't get hurt. My old man put them up to it. It's not their fault.
Don't worry. If I can, I want to settle this peacefully. I'm sorry, but I couldn't help but notice. Is that bruise from the butcher?
He doesn't mean it. He just doesn't know what he's doing when he's angry.
I'll at least give you something for the pain. Here you go. A potion for the pain. It should help you quickly.
Thank you.
I better go and see your husband. The sooner it's over, the better.
Hurry up, please. See you later, my friend.
Quick! Go!
Break his limbs!
Panie, mój Boże, wysłuchaj mnie. Całe życie mordowałem i ruchałem. Więcej razy paliłem kościoły niż byłem u spowiedzi. Wybacz swemu słudze. Wybacz i pozwól mi jeszcze tylko raz wykastrować tych bezbożnych skurwysynów!
Shut up! No one can listen to your damn gibberish!
Twoja baba i tak do końca życia będzie pamiętać o mojej polskiej kiełbasie!
I'll shut that gob of yours!
Ciebie i twoją matkę piekło pochłonie. Niech was piekło pochłonie!
Wait! Stop!
A co to za kutas?
What do you want? And who the hell are you?
Leave him alone and untie him.
Why would I do that? Do you know what that bastard did?
If you're talking about the rumours in the village, it's all lies. Nothing happened.
You don't know what you're talking about. That whoreson defiled my wife, my Eva, eh? He should be glad we're only gonna hang him. If I had my way, we'd castrate him as well.
That scoundrel belongs to the Lord of Suchdal Fort.
What does he want with him?
He defiled the Lord's cook, 2 maids, the captain's wife, and stole a statue of the Madonna from the chapel, over which he then did all kinds of lewd acts. They're building a gallows for him at Suchdal.
But what about me? I want satisfaction too, or at least compensation.
You want to argue with Peter of Peaceck's armed men? They're already on their way.
As you wish, he's all yours. But the cow is mine, and she's coming with me.
Oh, fuck.
Chwała Polsce, kurwy! Jebać was!
He's twitching too much. I'll have to cut the other end, on the tree.
Zaraz kogoś zajebie. Ła! O kurwa. O kurwa, było blisko. Gdybym nie miał chociaż tego koczochwiku.
He shows up ever again. If he's got anything in his noggin, he's not coming back.
He better not. I know these bastards.
No to czemuż tu przylazł? Czego chcesz, młody? O kurwa mać. Mało brakowało. Kimkolwiek jesteś, masz krzepę. Ale teraz to sam bym wpierdolił tym gównojadom.
I reckon you want to know who I am, right? I'm Henry. Henry.
Heniek, a dlaczego ty mówisz do mnie jak do głupca?
Yes, that's me. Henry. I was sent by Dry Devil. He's waiting for you at the Devil's Den.
O, żeż kurwa, czart żyje? To jeszcze go nie powiesili? Kurwa, patrz, głupim to szczęście sprzyja. Te kiepy niemyte ciągle się z nas śmieją. Kurwa mać! Aż mnie świerzbią ręce. Hej, młody! Daj mi jakąś broń.
Bronny... What?
Broń! Rozumiesz?
A weapon? You want me to give you a weapon?
Tak, kurwa!
Well, you don't need a weapon right now. What for?
No jak to kurwa czemu?
You want revenge, right?
No gdzie tam ja? Spójrz na te gębusie. Czyż widziałeś kiedykolwiek człowieka bardziej miłującego pokój?
If you're playing innocent, you're not doing a great job. I'm not giving you anything. You can murder whoever you want in the Devil's Den, but now we need to go.
Ależ z ciebie jest cipa, wiesz? Gdyby to był Janosz, ten by mnie tak nie zostawił. A co z Janoszem? Przecież zostawiłem go tam na pastwę losu.
Janos. You mean Janos Uher?
No Janosz! W Myskowicach go schwytali.
You mean Miskovic? Janos is in Miskovic.
Tak, w Myskowicach.
Fantastic. I'll go and get him, and we'll be at the Devil's Den in no time.
Ale do diabła, pojmali go!
He was what? Doesn't matter. I'll find him. You go to the Devil's Den.
No dobra. Ale tylko tego nie spierdol, kurwa.
You better not. I know these bastards. They go wherever they're... My respects.
Ka!
Greetings, my friend.
Were you the ones who played dice with Raniek in Shitaki? Do you know anything about him?
You know Raniek? Then you must have a drink with us. A friend of Raniek's is a friend of ours.
Thanks, but I'd rather know what happened to Raniek.
Impatient, aren't you? We can take you to him right now if you want.
Where are we going?
To see Raniek, of course. You want to see him, don't you?
Look, don't be angry, but if I'm coming with you, I want to know where we're going.
You don't trust us much, do you?
Of course not. I don't know you at all.
I get it. I just didn't want to tell you right away, lest you misunderstood. Raniek's dead.
What? What do you mean, dead?
Well, he's passed on. We wanted to show you where it happened, at least.
What happened to him? Were any of you involved?
No, not at all. God forbid. Raniek was a good man, but the way he went... Oh, I don't even want to talk about it.
But how did you know he was a good man? You only met him recently.
You make friends very quickly playing dice, and we liked Raniek from the start.
And he died right after that.
Fate was a cruel fucker to him, you know.
I feel like you're the one trying to fuck with me. You better tell me what happened, or should I call the bailiff?
No, wait. I'll tell you. He drowned in shit.
What the fuck are you talking about? Do you take me for a fool?
No, really, I swear. When it was clear he had no way to settle his debt, he started looking for a way to run. We've seen this shit before, so we kept an eye on him. He tried saying he was hungry, thirsty, needed to get some air. Finally, he said he needed to dump a load. We didn't want to watch him shit himself, so we let him go. We waited outside the privy so he couldn't fuck off. But the bastard tried to flee the other way. He climbed through the hole, under the boards, and right into the shit pit. We went around the back, thinking he'd pop out. But he never made it.
Where exactly did he drown? I reckon I'll have to pull him out.
I really don't envy you. The shit pit is back there, behind the inn. Go around the outhouse, and you'll find it. Just follow your nose. See you later, my friend.
Certainly. Have no faith.
Ugh. What a stink. What the fuck is swimming in here? Ugh, this is disgusting. Ugh, Kurva, something's moving over there. Ugh. It's a good thing Capon can't see me right now. Yeah. Yuck. Yuck. Ugh. It won't ever wash away. Yeah. Yuck. Yuck. Oh, God. It's hairy. And still warm. Ugh, do I really have to do this? Kurva! Something's moving over there. What the fuck is swimming in here? Kurva! It's a man. And he has a bow. That's Raniek. How the fuck did he get here? Quick!
they... If I buried a blacksmith, it'd end in tears.
I hear a certain Matthew has been rampaging round here.
Do you mean Matthew the Collector?
Collector? Is that a nickname?
That's what he calls himself. He says he's collecting for the king on the roads. But he's just a common bandit. And a real pain in my ass. If I didn't have to deal with this Janos Uher bullshit, I'd have dealt with that scumbag by now. But as they say, misfortunes never come lightly. When there's bullshit, there's a lot of it.
Janos Uher?
That's the scoundrel I have locked up in the pillory outside my house right now.
What did he do?
He was trying to rob the blacksmith's house, but Loisa, his helper, caught him. He lunged at him, but Janusz pulled out his axe, and the lad ended in a bad way. God knows if he'll survive. If we have to bury Loisa, I'll make sure Janusz hangs.
How about I treat this Loisa boy? Would you let Janos go free?
What do you care about him? Is he some pal of yours?
This damn job. If only I had someone to give me a hand.
I wouldn't say pal, exactly. It's more like we have some mutual friends.
All right. If you heal Loisa and pay for that scoundrel, I'll let him go. But don't let him show his face around here again.
This damn job. If only I had someone to
I'll
give me
go
a
to see
hand
Loisa.
here.
As you wish, but be careful. He's in a really bad shape.
Hey, about this Matthew. Where does he ambush people most often?
He has already robbed several traders on the roads between our village and the Suchdol fortress. You'd better avoid those places. Although,
Tell me if I buried
there is a
blacksmith,
bounty
it'd
on
end
Matthew
in
if you
tears.
dare. Not too measly, actually.
I'd be happy to help. The likes of him belong behind bars or in the pillory.
Or the gallows. Listen then. Besides the fact that Matthew robs traveling merchants, he also has something much more valuable. If you can bring it to me, you'll get your reward.
What precious thing can a bandit like him have in his possession?
Here's the thing. Not long ago, a certain master
I have to do everything here myself.
Illuminator was passing through. An interesting man, honored guest. I gave him lodging and food at my house and asked him a few questions. He said he was delivering a book to Sedlets, for which he had been asked to make pictures. He was very careful with it and kept it close the entire time. He left at dawn the next day.
And what happened then?
They found him dead by the wagon he arrived in, which was burnt. The book had vanished into thin air. If Matthew's involved, and I bet he is, he must still have the book.
Quality goods.
Poor fella. He's barely breathing. That wound looked quite scary. But it's not so bad, really. It's deep, but it's clean, and it's not bleeding much. Maybe some potion will help him. If it was just a gash, he'd still breathe normally. That's all I can find out now. Janos broke his ribs with that strike. That's why it's so hard for him to breathe. First I have to treat the wound, and then I have to get something to help him breathe a little easier. Buck's blood potion, perhaps? I'm gonna bandage you now. Hold on a moment. I'll give you Buck's blood. Here. Drink this.
Hail Mary, full of grace. The Lord is with thee. Please grant Loisa a speedy recovery. He has done nothing wrong. He doesn't deserve to die yet. This I ask as your faithful servant. Intercede for him, Lord God, and your Son, Jesus Christ. May Loisa recover soon, and may he continue to serve the Lord as a good Christian. Well, that's done. It might take a while, but he should be back on his feet eventually. I've already treated Loisa. He'll be all right.
Really? Well, it's true he's looking a little better now. He has a healthier color and all.
So everything worked out well. Can you let Janos go free?
Well, all right. But pay up first. Loisa needs something to live on while he's recovering. Think of it as compensation.
I'd be happy to pay for Janos, but you're asking too much. Is this enough?
You really won't convince me like this. All right then. If you insist. I hope Loisa can live off this. Here's the key to the pillory. It's better if you free him yourself. I don't want him spitting on my boots.
Fine day for some fine
Bread rolls, pancakes.
Come and take your apples.
Cabbage, flatbread.
Juicy apples. Yellow, red, spicy apples.
God grant you help.
Hey, what do you gape at? Fish face?
Dry Devil sent me. He's looking for you.
Tell him Janos busy.
Oh. All right then.
Dorothy, I just pulling pistol. Get me out of here, brother. My neck on line, hey?
Was it worth it, eh?
The bailiff told me you almost killed some lad.
Fuck knows what shit he tell you.
So how do you see it then?
I was hungry. I want bite to eat. You understand, eh?
Of course I understand. When I'm hungry, I find something to eat. That's obvious.
Finally, somebody understand. I just look around for something. What happens? This cock-up come back. Everybody can shit himself. You too, no?
Who came back?
What I know? Some cunt. He's so crazy, he go for me. That's some crazy shit, no? What can I do, eh? I wag him a little bit. And now Bailey waiting to see if he die, and then I go swing.
Don't worry. I'll have you right out of there.
You some wizard, or what?
Well, not exactly. But I do have the key.
How the fuck you get that?
I healed that wounded villager. So the bailiff is letting you go.
Yeah, come let Janos kiss you. But get me out first. I am stiff like fucking corpse. Fantastic! I am stiff like plank of wood. Thank you, fella.
You can thank the devil and Zizka. They sent me for you.
Devil? How he get free, hey? Last I know, he rotting in chains.
Me, Kubienka and Zizka freed him.
Zizka, that mad bastard here? Now that is something to look forward to. And what about Eder? You find him too?
He's in the devil's den already. He nearly got hanged in a neighboring village.
Him too? What did Polish fucker do this time?
It seems he was, playing hide the sausage with the Pshitaki butcher's wife. And the butcher wasn't too forgiving.
Ah, typical of him, to get hanged for some wench. Well, anyway, I will go now.
We meet there.
We'll meet at the Devil's Den.
I hope. We got things to drink to.
If Matthew is rampaging round here, this could be his work.
Praise be Jesus Christ, young man. I'm sorry to bother you, but I must stop you for a moment. Can I have a word? Come on! Did you not hear me? Will it be? Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Matthew, the King's Chief Customs Collector. I collect dues on trading routes.
Ah, I've been looking for you.
Is that so? Why would that be?
The Dry Devil sent me.
That old bastard is still alive. I thought he'd been executed a long time ago.
He's free again, thanks to us. He's getting his old band together, so they sent me looking for you.
That's so very sweet of him. So he whistles and I should come running to him like a good boy.
So, you don't want to come back then?
For the record, I have nothing against the devil, but I don't want to stick my neck out for fuck all anymore. I'm doing well for myself as my own master. The past is past.
Don't you miss the Devil's Pack? Kubienka is still talking about the old days.
I like to think of them sometimes too, but I don't miss them. None of them really know why they're with the devil anyway. Most of them just don't have anything else to do. If the devil reigns, they would just drink themselves to death or kill each other. At least I know what I want.
And you're content with robbing poor souls by the road?
You are quite wrong there. I'm a customs collector, and it's still better than being with the devil.
The devil and Zizka have a higher purpose. We fight for our rightful king.
How? Like capturing nobles and them demanding money for their release? We gutted their people, and they gutted us, but only the devil got the money and the glory. What the fuck is noble about that?
You don't understand. How could you? The devil is a nobleman. Things are dealt with differently by them.
That's rich coming from you. Anyway, you can tell the devil that I thank him for his offer, but after careful consideration, I'm choosing to be a free tradesman.
Well, all right.
Since you're already here, did you pay the duty?
What are you talking about? What duty?
What do you think? To the king! I am His Majesty's Chief Customs Collector.
Aye, and I'm Emperor Charles.
So where's the payment? A royal customs collector's time is precious.
What customs collector? You're just a bandit.
Peace all difference. Those who have, give. Those who don't, take. Cough up!
The devil's counting on me to find and reunite all of his old band.
Why should I care?
What do you think he's gonna do when he finds out his capture was all a setup?
A setup? What are you blabbering about?
Well, I'll just tell him there was a rat in his band that set him up. And I know who it was.
You. Bastard! No wonder you and the devil are like brothers.
Are we finally on the same page?
Aye. It's bad enough I'm being hunted by the Miskovitz bailiff and the Sukdal captain. There's even a bounty on my head. I don't need a pissed-off devil coming after me too.
I heard about the bounty. You're the talk of every inn, after all. I reckon stealing from traders has made you rich, hasn't it?
More than you could imagine. Their pockets are either full of silver or their wagons are bursting with goods. Kuttenberg is a wealthy town, and the merchants are flocking there like flies to shit. You can learn a thing or two that way. If you want, I can share some of my knowledge with you.
How can I find you?
Our camp is in the woods on the hill by Vysoka. It will probably take you a while to find it first. We don't like uninvited visitors, you see.
Janos and Ada are back, so that's a reason to celebrate. Are you drinking with us?
You want to start drinking now? Isn't it a bit too early?
Oh, fuck no. Who knows what tomorrow will bring?
Let's have a toast to that.
Toast? Nah, we get drunk like hogs.
To pytam się jej, czy nie chce wskoczyć na konika.
Ada, for fuck's sake.
A wiesz co ona mi na to?
She says she don't understand shit, huh?
Shut the fuck up, both of you.
A co ty taki wrażliwy?
Did Henry take his sweet time with a rope? Or are you this stupid from birth and I just forgot?
Nah, he's thicker now. If Henry let him choke any longer, he'd be drooling on his shirt.
Chcesz mordę?
Shut up! Fucking hell.
What biting your arse, devil, huh?
Yeah, I wanted to say I'm glad you and Ada are back. That I don't feel like it anymore.
No to my się sami napijemy. Na zdrowie!
Yeah! To us!
You should raise a toast to Henry. You'd be dead if it wasn't for him.
Leave it be. You needed men, so I got them.
Don't be modest. You saved those assholes' hides. They won't even thank you.
Shishka's right, you ungrateful bastards. That we should all thank Henry for bringing us to the same table again. So, to Henry.
To all of us.
I hope it not fuck up again soon.
To us and to Henry. He's one of us now.
I glad to drink to that.
To Henry.
Za tę śliczną cycatkę z łaźni.
Only then? You have more, no?
Tell us about it, Henry. What happened?
I also found Matthew, but he grew tired of your pack. He prefers robbing old crones by the road.
Zdradziecki, zapluty szczur. Jeśli wejdzie mi w drogę, zatłukę go, kurwa, jak świnie!
What did he say?
Nothing nice, I'd imagine. But he forgot to add, kurwa!
What about the rest?
And Raniek is dead.
Somebody rammed dice down his throat.
Not quite. But it was dice that paid him back in the end.
Kurwa! Dał słowo, że tym razem na pewno wygra. Ale znamy się jak łyse konie. Miałem go lepiej pilnować.
Don't feel bad, hey? He not want help and he don't deserve it. What about the rest?
And Bahuta,
He has decided to redeem himself, so he could pass the Lord's judgment.
Co za jełop. Nawet Bóg ma go w dupie. Ha!
He got to try hard. Wake up before sunrise, pray, give up meat and beer, and woman's. Fuck, poor bastard.
That's it. That's everyone.
So, we are the only ones?
Unfortunately. But the best remained.
So, to loyal brothers in arms.
Yeah, to us! Long live us!
W moim ogródeczku rośnie różyska. Napój mi, Maniusiu, mego kunicka. Nie chcę, nie napoję, bo się kunia, kurwa boję. Bo się kunia, kurwa boję, bo miejsce młoda!
Nice. We also have one like that.
To teraz ty, młodzieniaszku, dawaj!
What did he say?
He say you sing now.
I'd be delighted. Underneath our windows, water flows so clear. Take my little horse there and water him, my dear. I won't water him though. No, I can't anymore.
Cudownie! Pięknie!
Henry, my friend, Janusz love you.
A mnie nie?
You most, my sweet other.
No to wypijmy za to!
What did he say?
We drink to that.
Of course we'll drink.
To last drop, Henry. That is the way. You tell us some story, eh?
Fellas,
I could not say it better.
Amen!
Oh, kurwa. I feel like shit.
Greetings, Henry.
Greetings, Zizka.
So, how did your trial by fire go last night?
Honestly, I've no idea. But I haven't felt this sick in a long time.
Aye, well, Janos and Adar didn't spare you. But usually they only drink someone under the table like that just once.
You always drink like that?
Almost always. The mornings are hard, but at least you clear your head. And often your stomach, too.
Why do they call you the Dry Devil, anyway?
Why do they call you fuckhead?
But they don't call...
Oh. All right, I was only joking. I don't even know how I got the nickname. Suppose it could have something to do with all the killing, and my natural beauty. It's certainly catchier than His Grace Sir Hinnek the First of Kunststadt and Yashpitz. That name wouldn't scare a fucking coward. But say it Dry Devil, and everybody just shits themselves.
How do you know Kubienka?
He saved my arse back at Neuhaus. We only made it out thanks to him. I thought we were fucked. But then Kubienka appeared, dragging a ladder, asking how much we would pay for it.
What did he get for it?
The first thing he got was a good fucking beating, because we thought he'd been dead for 2 days. But after we escaped, we made sure he didn't have to pay for drinks for a long time.
How long have you known Zizka?
It's been a while. He served with me during the Moravian Margrave Wars.
So you were his commander, sir?
That's water under the bridge now. I'm just an old wanted robber baron whose neck you and Zizka just saved. I don't give a shit about the sirs anymore, you see?
Ah, all right then. What can you tell me about Zizka?
Well, based on what you two have been through, I'd say you should know him pretty well by now. When everything is fucked, the people around you are dying and you're fighting for your very life, only then can you really learn what a person is like.
So what's next, now that your band is back together?
Well, I've got Kubienka, Adar and Janos. It's not much, but it'll have to do. Now we just have to figure out how to give hell to Sigismund.
What am I to do?
Well, didn't you say you needed to find Liechtenstein as soon as possible?
Aye, I'm working on it.
I wouldn't want that mare if someone... Give it to me for free. Greetings, sir.
Hey, Tomlin. People around here tell me you have a thunderstone.
People say all sorts of things.
They also say if I beat you in a fight, it's mine.
Those days are over. There was a time I'd put it up for grabs in fights with cocky fools. That much is true. I even had a couple of craftsmen come from the burg to try their luck. But everyone got a thrashing. Well, then I decided to retire. It didn't seem right, and my conscience was getting the better of me. But I have a proposition for you. The local lads like to practice their fighting moves while I watch over them. So if you fancy a fight and don't mind getting a bit dirty, you can join in and show us what you're made of.
So I've heard. The innkeeper at the Devil's Den mentioned it.
Fuck me. You know everything, don't you? But yeah, I've battered my share of sluggers down at the den, that's true. That was before the army showed up. You won't find me at the Devil's Den these days. Anyway, what about you? Want to take on the locals?
Look, that's all very well, but it's you I'm here to fight. For the Thunderstone.
Fuck's sake! You're a bleeding half-wit, aren't ya? Let's try again. I'm not fighting for the stone anymore. I found it. It's mine. I'm keeping it.
But Kona from Grund really needs the stone.
Yeah, I know. She came by, and I told her, as I've told everyone else, that I found the stone, so by rights, it's mine. Not just anyone can find a stone like that. Only a person it's destined for. It wouldn't be right to give it to someone else. That would be tempting fate, and nothing good would come of it.
I'll buy the stone from you.
It's not for sale.
I want to see the stone first.
You what? Don't you believe me? Everyone here knows I have it.
Well, exactly. Everybody knows you have it, so why not show it to me? Besides, I've never seen a magic thunderstone, and here's my chance. I may never have another.
All right. Have it your way, then. Here it is. Almost as smooth as glass, and pointed at the end. It fits into your hand just right.
Wait, is this really it?
Of course.
I don't think it is.
Well, I think you know fuck all about it, and you wouldn't recognise a thunderstone if it dropped out of the sky onto your head.
Oh no, wait. I read something about that. How was it? A thunderstone, otherwise known as fulgur conditum, is an earthly mass struck by lightning, which then conceals itself within. This stone lies buried deep under the earth before ascending to the surface after 7 days. A round hole is punched in the stone itself by the thunderbolt, but your stone has no hole.
Oh, you're a scholar, are ya?
Well, I learned enough to spot when someone tries to hoodwink me with a rock they picked up in a creek.
I didn't mean to deceive ya.
Stop fucking me around. I need to find the thunderstone. Do you have it or not?
I don't have it now. I really did find a thunderstone, and I had it right up until the other day when it was stolen. I didn't want word to get out because I'd look like a right fool. So I acted like nothing happened. I'm sorry for leading you on. I didn't mean any harm.
And do you have any idea who might have stolen it from you?
If you ask me, it was that Hansel from Warhorse and his little mate Peter. They were ever so curious about it right before it disappeared.
And you didn't do anything about it?
Of course I fucking did. I went to wring their necks, but they disappeared like the steam from my piss. They must have seen me and bolted, which only confirmed my suspicions. I haven't had any luck finding them since then, though, and I don't have time to chase them around the countryside. I have the farm to take care of.
All right. I'll have a look for them.
Well, when you get to Warhorse, take the main road away from the fortress until you reach the first farm on the right. There are hired hands there. That much I found out. If you find the stone, please bring it back to me. I'll make sure you're well rewarded. You have my word. I was the one who found it, so by rights, it's mine. It was destined for me. To mess with fate would only bring bad luck and misfortune.
Tell me, how did you come by the stone in the first place?
That's a secret.
If you came by it honestly, why be so secretive about it?
I'm not hiding anything. I'm just not one to brag, that's all. And until it's back in my hands, I don't want to talk about it.
I can appreciate that, but sharing a story isn't exactly bragging.
All right, then. I found it a couple of years back in a field outside Billany. On the way to visit the quarry. You probably know the place. I was going to take a shortcut through the woods, but there'd been a hell of a storm about a week before. It tore off roofs, carried away some shepherds' huts, even toppled the tower on those fortifications at Gutenberg. And it very nearly flushed us out of here too. A proper act of God it was. Well, the forest was a complete mess, so I couldn't go that way. So I decided I'd go through the field. And all of a sudden, I stumble over something. And what do I see? A thunderstone right under my foot. Stroke of luck it was.
Greetings.
I need to find a Thunderstone, and I heard you might know of one.
Oh, yeah? Who told you that, then?
Tomlin over Horsham way told me you pinched his Thunderstone. You and some Hensel fellow. So you better come clean, before I let Tomlin beat the truth out of you.
Fuck me! So Bruthan's made you his lackey? As if that stone hasn't caused enough trouble already.
Watch your tongue. I'm no one's lackey. And you, go on. What happened with the stone?
We fucked up. And all because of that stupid stone. I wish we'd never taken it.
So Tomlin was right. It was you. Where's the stone now?
I haven't the faintest. It was all Hensel's idea and he had it on him the whole time. And before you ask, no, Hensel's not here. Andrew is holding him captive.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm missing something here, and it's not just the stone. So tell me, what the fuck happened?
We wanted to butcher Andrew Ramhead's band of pillagers. But that's easier said than done. So Hensel got the idea that we could borrow Tomlin Bruthan's magic stone from him to help us fight them like, but Tomlin wasn't having it, so we filched it without him knowing, and then set off after those bandits. But everything went to shit. They caught Hensel and almost killed me and Stislav. So, you come a bit late for that fucking stone. Not that it brought us any luck anyway. If I were you, I'd give it up as a lost cause.
Where can I find this, Andrew?
Are you fucking with me?
No. I'm sorry about what happened to you, but I badly need to find that stone. You don't just lose something like that. And from what you said, it seems I don't have much choice.
I'm telling you, that stone's cursed. Weren't you listening to me?
You may have had bad luck, but that doesn't mean it's cursed. With stuff like that, you're playing with fire. You stole it from Tomlin, so the power of the stone turned against you. I didn't steal it from anybody, so I have nothing to worry about.
Well, if you put it like that never occurred to me.
You see? Now tell me where this camp of theirs is.
You'll come across some ponds between Raborz and Bohunjovic. Near one of them, there's a fork where wayfarers sometimes camp if they're stuck for a place to stay. From that fork, follow the water downstream, and you should find the ruins of an old mill.
And that's where they're holding Hensel? The one with the stone?
Yeah, there. But if I were you, I'd stay off the path. Take the hill and nip through the woods. You'll get to some rocks overlooking the mill. You'll have a bird's eye view of everything from there. That's the way we went too. But make sure they don't spot you. There's a good chance they've upped their guard after our attack.
Sound advice. Thanks.
Look, what's your plan anyway?
Well, I'm thinking if I can find Andrew, I'll find Hensel. And then I'll finally get to the bottom of this shit with the Thunderstone.
Just be careful, because Andrew's a cunning fucker. Look, since you're going there anyway, I know I'm not in a position to ask you for anything, but still, do you think you could rescue Hensel?
Why doesn't the local lord do it?
'Cause he doesn't give a shit, for Christ's sake. He cares nothing for the likes of us, understand? Hensel's just a stable boy who toils with his hands. No lord's going to do a deal with Andrew for him.
And how, pray, do you expect me to do that?
I don't know, just something. 'Cause if you don't, I don't know who will. Andrew's a greedy bastard. Some coin might do it. Or you could sneak in quietly and slip back out with Hensel.
I'll manage somehow. But the whole thing's getting so messy, it's almost like the stone's power is interfering somehow. But if I find a way, I'll help Hensel.
Thank you so much! May all the saints be with you, and I hope you have better luck than we did. So much work.
Easy, easy. Nice and slow.
Clear off! This is our place!
I want to talk to Andrew Ramhead.
All right. You'll find the commander at the entrance to the encampment. But be quick, and no fooling around.
Hey, you there. This is a military encampment, not an alehouse. So you better have good reason to be here. And I'll be glad to hear it.
I came to talk to you.
Hurry up then. I haven't got all day. Welcome to my humble encampment, lad. In the name of Sigismund, by the grace of God, King of Hungary and Croatia, tell me what you're doing here and what your intentions are.
I hear you're holding a stable boy captive. One Hensel from Warhorse.
Well, you heard right. That bastard and his merry little band wanted to kill us. What I want to know is why you're so interested in this trouble-rousing piece of shit.
I'm not thrilled about it myself, but he helped me out a while back, and I owe him a favour. So when I heard he'd got himself in trouble, my honour made me come to his aid.
Really now? And what service so weighty did he render that you felt you had to come all this way?
I was riding rather recklessly one night. My horse stumbled and we crashed to the ground. Come the morning, Hensel was gathering brushwood when he spotted me stuck under my horse. So he helped to pull me out. If it weren't for him, I'd probably have died.
All right. I accept that even a piece of shit like him might occasionally do the right thing. Well, either way, the fact is he attacked us, and in so doing he has trespassed against the majesty of the king. But in my view, anyone can make a mistake. And I'm a decent fella at heart, so I'm willing to let him go. For a price.
All I need is a quick word with Hensel.
No talking to him. He's a rebel. You can either stump up, and then you can do what you will with him, or fuck off.
Enough of this. Now listen carefully. I am Chenyek of Krumberg, sent by the King's army. The commanders have heard that instead of guarding the roads, you've been robbing and fleecing the local people, and they're bloody livid. So from now on, you'll follow orders or be pilloried and forfeit your pay.
Sorry, sir. It's just we haven't been paid for a while, so we've been taking a little on the side, here and there. That was the deal, wasn't it? Live off the enemy's land?
Enough of your excuses. Your conduct has been indefensible. You will desist immediately, return what you have plundered, and hand over to me the local stable boy in your custody.
Very well, sir. As you wish. You can take the prisoner right away. He's tied up, back there, in the dilapidated hut. And please, accept this small, humble gift from me, for causing you such a journey to right our wrongs.
Huh?
Hey!
Clear off!
By all the saints, don't leave me here! Please, untie me!
Relax. I'm getting there.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. You have no idea how grateful I am, but I'm not hanging around here any longer. Let's get out of here before those thieving bastards change their mind.
You alright?
Yeah, I am. All things considered. Thanks for rescuing me. You have no idea how grateful I am. God knows what they would have done to me in the end. All that aside, who are you, anyway?
Henry.
I'm Hensel, and I owe you big time, Henry. Though, in all honesty, I'm not sure why I was worth all that trouble. But grateful nonetheless.
Peter told me what happened.
Peter? Well, thank the saints for him. So he's safe and sound, is he?
In a manner of speaking. He got shot, but nothing serious.
What about Stislav?
I have no idea.
Ah, well, I hope he's all right and all.
Listen, it wasn't exactly by chance that I ran into Peter either. I was looking for you in the village because of the Thunderstone you stole from Tomlin in Coercion, who, by the way, is royally fucking upset with you.
Well, I suppose I would be too if I were him. But I have to say, the whole Thunderstone idea was the stupidest I've ever had. It brought us no luck, no protection. Well, the opposite, in fact.
Let's forget that for a moment. What I really need to know is where the stone ended up.
You won't be surprised to hear. Ramed snatched it from me when I was captured. He didn't believe it had any powers, but he has a nose for money. That's all that matters to him. From what I heard, he sold it in Sukdol to some farmer's wife, I think he said, Mlada or something, well, from the edge of the village.
Sakra. That stone really is cursed. Well, there's nothing for it. I'm off to Sukdol.
Hold your horses. That wasn't the only thing I heard. There's this pond below Warhorse, right? And on the bank, across from the village, there's a small crag. Somewhere around there, they hid some of their spoils.
Clever. Take what you can and stash the rest for later.
I'd have helped myself to it, but think of it as my way of thanking you. I just hope they weren't making it up, and you find something there.
I'll take a look around and see. Thanks for telling me.
Well, it's the least I can do. And good luck with that bloody stone, though my advice would be to steer well clear of it.
I'm still curious about your Thunderstone story.
Well, as you wish. It's not as if I'll ever forget it, anyway.
What are you going to do now?
Well, I don't know. Same as before, I suppose. There's nothing to keep us here, but I can see Peter and me staying another summer. Perhaps longer. I mean, it's nice here, and the village is protected by a strong fortress. It's a good place, if you ask me. You never know. I might find myself a piece of land, or marry into some.
And this Andrew and his soldiers, what were they doing here?
Andrew Ramed, they called him. He had this handsome hammer, shaped like a ram it was. And that's what they say he named himself after. Their orders were to keep watch out here. They had their own ideas of what that meant. They fleeced wayfarers, merchants, locals, wherever they could. No one was safe. They often grumbled that the army wasn't paying them properly. But if you ask me, they more than made up for it on the side. They even took someone's cow.
And what about your expedition?
Well, first, we scouted the place on the sly, and then waited for some of his men to go out on patrol. We armed ourselves as best we could, and made our move, from the top of that rock there. We were almost there, but then Stislav stumbled or something, made a ruckus, and they spotted us. After that, everything happened so fast. I hollered and lunged at them. Peter was yelling something, so I thought he was behind me. All these shots were whizzing past as I charged at them, but nothing hit me. Well, then I got stuck in. They outnumbered us. In the end, I took a blow to the head. That was pretty much it for me.
If a guard sees you sneaking around without a torch, you'll be in trouble. Welcome, sir. What can I do for you?
I heard you bought a thunderstone from Andrew Ramhead. Is that so?
Well, it is. What's it to you?
Andrew Ramhead took it from Hensel from Warhorse, who in turn stole it from Tomlin Brookhans down Coercion way.
And? I don't know those people. Even if it's true, I knew nothing about it. I bought the stone fair and square, and for good money. My husband's gravely ill and nothing's helping. The stone is to heal him.
And what ails your husband?
Peter went to lie down one afternoon and he hasn't budged since. He's not eating, and he's barely talking to anyone. What's worse, soon after he took ill, a Minerva owl perched on the roof one evening.
A Minerva owl? I assume that doesn't bode well, does it?
No, not at all. An owl on your roof means death is closing in. That's why I need the stone. If it weren't for the stone, I'm sure Peter would be gone by now.
So am I to understand that if your husband heals, you won't need the stone?
Well, a stone like this is a precious thing. It can still protect us from all manner of misfortune.
But you bought it to save your husband.
That may be, but I'll not be wanting to lose that stone.
How about this? I'll try to help your husband, and if I succeed, you'll gift me the stone.
Why would I do that? The stone is bound to help him.
What if the power of the stone brought me here to help your husband?
I hadn't thought of it like that.
So, how about we make a deal?
All right, but only if you help him.
Of course. I'll take a look at him and see what I can do.
And please hurry. With that owl and everything, I'm quite sure the Reaper's nearby. You'll find Peter in his room.
All right. I'll take a look at him and see if there's anything I can do. It's usually a good idea to speak to others who are close to the sufferer. That may be able to explain a few things, especially if the patient himself isn't very communicative.
Aha. I see you really have done this before. I'm starting to believe that stone really did draw you here. So, ask around on the farm if you need to. We'll all be at your service.
Perfect. I'll get on with it. And I'd better check the whole room, just in case.
Do whatever it takes to help Peter.
Can you think of something that might help me healing? Anything?
I can't. I'm desperate myself. I've tried just about everything. Peter is just an ordinary cooper. We've lived here for years. We go to church. My husband doesn't travel outside the village often. This last time he had some business in Pechkau, near Kolín, but he came back empty-handed, breathless and confused. He was fumbling around here for a few days, not doing his job, just spending time in his workshop. Lord knows what he was doing in there. Then he went to bed, and since then, he's just been lying there. He doesn't eat. Not even the potions are helping. He doesn't sleep a wink at night. At least, I don't think he does. If I stopped sleeping too, our homestead would fall apart.
I'll ask him why he can't sleep. What's tormenting him?
Try that. He won't speak to me about anything. It's as if he was keeping secrets from me. Or maybe just protecting me from something. See you soon, my friend.
God grant you health.
God will see whose side luck is on today.
It's late. What do you want from me?
Can you think of anything that might help me with Peter's illness?
No, sorry. Better ask someone else.
Bring me something to eat. I'm throwing so well, I'll use...
Good day to you.
What's going on around here?
Nothing much, fortunately. And thank God and St. John the Baptist for that. We've suffered enough in this war.
Greetings.
Ah, good day.
The Lord be with you.
I offered Mlada to try and cure Peter's illness. Can you think of anything that might help me?
Honestly, none of us here knows what to do. I picked some herbs for Mlada and left them in the room. That's about all I can do for them. It came over him so suddenly.
Can you at least tell me when Peter started feeling ill?
I don't remember exactly when, but I do remember that Peter was transporting goods all the way to Pechkow. He took his horse and dog and set out at first light, but he was back before noon. He said he had to turn around near Opatovitz. I have no idea what happened to him there. Maybe his horse got spooked or his dog bit him. I just don't know.
Thank you. I'll ask him if anything like that happened to him.
Take care. Good night.
Go on.
All sorts of medicines. I can ask Peter if they're helping him. Peter, my name is Henry. I'm here to help you.
Another poor bloke that's to deal with me? As if Mlada didn't have enough on her plate already.
I'll try to figure out what's wrong with you. Don't be alarmed. I need to take a closer look. Let's see. No swelling. No cancer on the skin. Does this hurt?
Nothing hurts.
Your palms are cold. Your muscles are tense. And your heart's pounding so hard you could hear it all the way to Prague. You seem like you're ready to fight. Or flee.
They're getting close now.
Who is?
The soldiers. Sigismund's men.
Well, physically, you seem fine, Peter. It's strange.
I'm a weakling. A weakling.
I'll examine you. Just by eye. Pale skin. Dark circles under the eyes. A downcast expression on the face. I don't see any bruises. A few calluses and cuts on the hands. Nothing unusual for a craftsman after a hard day in the workshop.
I told you. I'm not in any pain. Just let me lie here.
Irritability. No foul odour. Bodily humours aren't leaking. And you aren't bleeding.
But I will, when Sigismund's horde gets here.
Why would Sigismund attack Suchtal?
He does as he pleases. You have no idea how many villages he's plundered already.
I reckon attacking a village protected by a fortress is the last thing Sigismund would want to do now.
The fortress is what's bothering him. That's why he'll destroy it. And us with it.
I don't know about that. What are your nights like? Mlada said you don't sleep much.
I just stare at the wall. I try to sleep during the day. But it's not much better.
Well, it's certainly no fever or pain that's ailing you. I assume it's dark thoughts that keep you up at night.
I can't fall asleep. Because of all the noblemen who keep coming to Lord Pisek's fortress.
I'm always hearing hoofbeats, and they startle me.
So Lord Pisek likes to host nobles at his fortress? What's so unusual about that?
And what do you think they're doing here, eh? Preparing for war. That's what.
If Lord Pisek was about to go to war, he'd be gathering a lot more men here than a couple of nobles.
Folk ought to be scared to leave the village. Mezoles is gone. And when I saw Abatovitz, Suchtol is next. I'm sure of it.
I see you have a lot of herbs here.
Mlada brought them.
I see a lot of mugwort here. The local deer won't be happy that Mlada took their favourite herb. Have you got worms in your stomach, too?
Mugwort helps me sleep. And forget everything that's been happening around here lately. Especially when I wash it down with wine.
You ought to be careful with mugwort. It can help in small doses. But if you use it for too long, it'll only make your problems worse. It can cause dizziness, cramps, even unconsciousness. Mixing it with wine will only speed it up.
So be it.
Did you get hurt by your horse?
No.
I don't necessarily mean being thrown off. Sometimes even a bite or a kick can cause problems.
Our horses are tame. But they make us an easy target for Sigismund's army. I'm sure they'll burn down our house first and slaughter the horses while they're at it.
Easy, Peter. An inexperienced rider's horse can get spooked on a bridge or near a cliff. It can give you a real scare, realizing how close you were to death.
We've been close to death since that army arrived here, and nobody listens to the warnings.
Except for you.
Exactly.
What am I going to do with you, Peter? Your body is healthy, but your soul isn't. A deep melancholy has taken hold of you. Sigismund's army is the cause. A lot of ordinary folk are frightened and anxious because of the soldiers, but you're completely petrified.
You don't have to remind me.
What am I going to do with you? The chamomile decoction will help calm your mind, and a bag of dried chamomile surely won't go to waste either. You'll also definitely need to adjust your diet. I'll help you with that. And last but not least, some words of encouragement wouldn't be amiss. I'll get things ready and come back to you soon. Peter, let's talk about how we can help you. I have some suggestions for treatment.
I'm listening.
You should drink the chamomile decoction.
Great. Another potion.
You can drink it before bed, of course. That's what it's for. But let me give you a word of advice. As soon as you feel melancholia taking hold of you again, take a sip. Or even just smell it. That'll be enough to put your mind at ease. You'll see. And suddenly you'll realise it's not so hard to return to your work.
Well, I suppose there's no harm in trying.
I didn't want to leave anything to chance, so I cast a spell here.
What kind of spell?
I buried protective relics here on your property.
Where did you bury them?
I can't tell you that, naturally. If I told you, they'd lose their protective powers.
And what did you bury?
A battle axe. It belonged to a warrior who fought at Nicopolis. He's a priest now. He fought with Sigismund there.
One of Sigismund's soldiers? Then you've cursed us, not protected us.
On the contrary. The axe knows Sigismund's tactical weaknesses. That's why I chose it. I also added a monk's bone.
What monk?
One from Sassau. He performed great miracles there, helping refugees from the war and aiding the construction of the monastery. It's no chicken bone from a charlatan. And finally, I buried some eggs.
Eggs?
Seeds of life. If the army really does attack, these 3 things will protect you. They will weaken the soldiers, help you escape, and when you return to the village after the siege, life will blossom here again.
I thank you very much.
Listen, Peter. I know you're worried about the army that's camped nearby. That's why I'd like to tell you something. Being afraid is only natural. But tell me, why are you afraid? You worried about Mlada, the farm, Suchtol?
Aye.
Well, that doesn't make you a coward. It means you care about your loved ones. Take that fear and turn it into vigilance. With it, you'll always be one step ahead. I can see you're an observant person, sensitive to what's going on right now.
Observant? If only I knew what to do with it.
How about this? Take your valuables and bury them in a safe place. If the army attacks and burns down your cottage, you'll build a new one.
But they'll kill us! So what good will it do me?
Just listen. Have the others in the village do the same. If they have cattle, they should try to drive them off before the attack starts. If they don't manage in time, no matter. Cows have legs too. They can take care of themselves. Always keep a horse ready, and if the attack begins, ride with Mlada to the fortress.
But what about the others in the village?
Well, they've still got you. Peter, the watchful Cooper. You'll hardly be able to notice the soldiers approaching if you're stuck here in bed, but when you get back to work, you'll see what's going on. And remember, you and Mlada aren't alone in this.
When you say it like that, it doesn't seem so hopeless. I should take better care of our village.
Then Sigismund can burn all the houses to the ground, but he'll never break the spirit of Suchdol. Well then, I've done everything I can. Things will get better, Peter. You'll see. Anyway, I'll come back to see you in a few days.
Greetings to you.
God bless. Excuse me?
Henry! Henry! It's Peter! You won't believe what happened.
How is Peter doing?
Henry, you won't believe it. It worked. Peter got up in the morning. You could see that he was struggling, but then something in him snapped into place and he just went to work. I can tell he's still fighting something inside his head. He'll stop for a moment, take a deep breath, then continue working. I reckon he wants to discuss something with the others in the village, but I don't know if he has the strength for it now. But regardless, it went away as quickly as it came. I can't thank you enough.
Just keep giving him hope, so that he doesn't fall back into gloom.
I will. You can count on it.
I'm glad I could help. But don't forget our deal. The Thunderstone is mine now.
But the stone helped, Peter. We need it, and I'll never be able to afford another one. It'll protect our homestead. And what if Peter's illness returns? Then I'll need the stone again.
I don't want to argue with you, Mlada, but we had an agreement. The stone belongs to me now.
You're right. Here, it's rightfully yours. It's hard to give it up, knowing how much I spent on it. That's why I can't give you anything else as a reward right now. But believe me, I'll spread the word of how you helped us around the village.
Thank you. That's good enough for me.
Take care. Good night.
Greetings.
Good to see you.
You better watch out for me, got it?
I found the Thunderstone.
Really? Oh, God bless you, Henry. Without the stone, I don't know what I would do. Or what else could help me.
Well, you don't have to worry about that now. Take the stone. I hope it helps you.
Thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means to me. This stone will make giving birth easier and save my baby's life.
Glad to have been of service.
I'll get Hannah to give you a lower price at the stud farm, as I promised. And you know what? I'll share a piece of wisdom my grandmother taught me. She said you need to brew nightshade with twice as much mugwort and a good splash of brandy. That's how to fix a concoction that'll clean you out at both ends and cure all sorts of ills. She used it on me after I gave birth and said it saved my life. So it could come in handy for you too sometime.
Thanks. That sounds, let's not say dangerous exactly, but definitely fascinating. I'll just make a quick note so I don't forget. Not sure I'll ever muster the courage to try it, though.
Think nothing of it. And if you want, stop by and talk to my husband, Demir. He's a very skilled man. And since you've been so helpful, if you like, perhaps he'll let you in on some of his blacksmithing secrets. Oh, and I also have some money put aside for emergencies, so you can have that. It's not much, but it's all I can give you.
Hold on to your money. I'm sure it'll come in handy for you at some point. I was glad I could help. So let's leave it at that.
Oh, Mother Mary. What a noble man you are. Thank you.